Good morning, everybody. Before our winds blow, let's talk about a little bit of snow. Actually, a lot of snow here. Upstate New York and throughout much of New England, the snows have been falling. They all got started about this time yesterday morning, and they're expected to taper off a little later this morning. That'll give them about 24 hours of continuous snowfall. And some parts around Vermont, as you're looking at here, picking up about a foot of heavy, wet snow as winter continues to kind of impact that region. The good news is we're not expecting that kind of weather around here. As a matter of fact, most of the wet and snowy weather is going to go well north of here, but boy, those winds are sure going to take over. I'm happy to report that the wind is not in the metro just yet. South-southeast breezes at about 9 miles per hour, 55 degrees our temperature out there. As a matter of fact, we've got some cloud cover to talk about this morning. The cloud cover a little thicker than earlier anticipated, even though it's still the thin variety of high clouds out there. It has insulated the area and kept temperatures for the most part in the 40s and 50s overnight, which is a far cry from what we were looking at yesterday morning this time. Look at this departure of the past 24 hours. Temperatures as much as 15 to 20 degrees warmer to start the day than what we were looking at this time yesterday. So that is indeed some very good news. Now, we've got some wind speeds to share with you here. And, of course, this will represent the wind that's going on right now, 9 miles per hour. We mentioned that in Albuquerque, 3 in Grant, 6 in Gallup. Hard to believe that these areas are in a high wind warning category for later today, but that will be the case. And you can see that we've already got some wind going here across much of northeastern New Mexico. Now, combined wind with low relative humidities, and you get the perfect conditions there for fires to start and spread quickly. We do have red flag warnings today, fire weather watches for tomorrow across much of the state. And of course, as you look at this particular map, it's quite cluttered out there. This is representing anything from wind advisories to high wind warnings out there and high wind watches down to the south, all because of the fact that the wind is going to really start going out there a little later on today. And in some cases, we could see wind gusts as high as about, say 60 to 65 miles per hour. Meanwhile, to go along with the wind, we've got the warmth. Highs today will be in the 70s in the northwest and approaching the mid-80s on down in the southwestern corner of the state. You can see there winds could gust as high as 50 miles per hour. Down in the southeast, winds gusting to 55 miles per hour, and the temperature closing in on 90 degrees in some spots. And it was just a couple of days ago we were in the 50s in the northeast. Today it's 70s and 80s as that mean wind whips things up, and that wind continues throughout the mountains as well as down into many of the valley locations. So we continue to keep it windy out there. Santa Fe 75 today, but turning cooler Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend, and turning wetter as well. The East Mountains will be working their way into the upper 70s today. In the metro area, it looks like upper 70s and low 80s. And yes, plenty of wind today and tomorrow and much cooler air coming in for the weekend.